It's easy to dismiss a 1-cent coin at first glance. A little bronze disc that you'd expect to hold no real excitement. But the South African 1 cent from 1988 is anything but ordinary when viewed through the collector's lens. That year's coin appears simple, almost mundane. Yet there's a compelling story behind its unassuming facade, one that gathers momentum as you flip it over and discover the layers of history, rarity, and unexpected value pressed into that small piece of metal. Imagine holding one of those coins. It's just a few grams of bronze, threaded with a warm, rich hue that time has deepened. The obverse, or front side, presents a familiar and gentle image. A sparrow perched delicately on a branch. There's something quiet and unassuming in that pose. No roar of authority, just a soft watcher, blending into the natural world. You turn it over, and there's the coat of arms, engraved with careful precision, accompanied by the words South Africa and Suid Afrika. The inscriptions, split between English and Afrikaans, quietly point toward a nation in transition, one balancing old and new identities in the late 1980s. In 1988, South Africa was still engulfed in political turbulence, a time when currency almost felt symbolic, testifying to shifting tides. Mint records show that the 1-cent coin was still in wide circulation, produced in substantial quantities to serve a cash-driven economy. By all outward appearances, it was a back-of-the-drawer kind of coin, minted and spent, passed from pocket to pocket, perhaps forgotten as newer, shinier stuff replaced it. Yet, among the millions, a few slipped through the cracks, preserving a pristine condition that turned the ordinary into something extraordinary. It's these pristine survivors, those unblemished, uncirculated pieces, that spark intrigue among collectors. While most 1988 cents show where from everyday handling, mint condition examples can look as fresh as the day they were struck. No scratches, no worn relief, no tarnish. Just the crisp sparrow, the defined coat of arms, the dual-language legend. It's as if time held its breath and didn't disturb the coin's birth. Rarity can be subtle, not always about sheer numbers but about survival. Records don't show that far fewer coins were minted that year, but the survival rate of flawless, uncirculated specimens is exceptionally low. They slip into coin folders and shadow drawers, overlooked until someone notices their preserved beauty. That quiet preservation, combined with demand from collectors chasing centimeter-sized windows into history, makes them magnetically desirable. Every collector loves a story. Maybe someone found one in inheritance, an untouched collection in a dusty family box. Or maybe a dealer stumbled upon an uncirculated batch in storage years after minting. There might be whispers of minting quirks, slight off-center strikes or die variations that only become apparent under magnification. Each potential anomaly adds intrigue, giving an otherwise modest coin a brush with uniqueness. As interest builds, prices creep upward. An uncirculated example might fetch hundreds or even thousands, depending on the coin's condition, provenance, and who's bidding. But as word spreads, collector to collector, online forum to auction listing, desires intensify. People envision the coin not just as currency, but as a storyteller, a connection to the past, a vestige of a nation's narrative. That emotional appeal elevates it beyond face value. The most dramatic twist, though, arrives not in a footnote, but in that closing note that sends shockwaves through the numismatic world. Among those rare survivors of 1988, one example, meticulously graded, authenticated, and offered in the marketplace under the glint of expert attention, was valued at $1.5 million. Yes, that's right. What began as a humble cent, a token of everyday transactions, has become a $1 million legend. The miraculous value isn't about face value or size. It's about scarcity, pristine preservation, and the allure of owning something that most of us dismiss without a second thought. That coin doesn't just represent money. It is money, but also art, history, and the thrill of discovery stamped into bronze. So the next time you spot a tiny, old coin and assume it's worthless, remember this story. Treasure desks and piggy banks might be hiding stories bigger than you think. Because sometimes, it only takes one unassuming cent to carry a world of wonder, and, apparently, a fortune beyond its face.